Welcome to my first ever video on my new YouTube channel. Welcome if you have stumbled across this page, if you have followed me over from TikTok or Instagram. Thank you so much for being here. I honestly don't really know where to start, but we will start with my name is Francesca, aka the Confident Babe. I will kind of go into how I became the Confident Babe or how I see myself as the Confident Babe in a little bit. But I want to start with saying that I've been wanting to do a YouTube channel for quite some time now, but I just never took the plunge. I did, however, start creating more on TikTok a couple of times now. I have been on TikTok for, I would say since like 2020, 2021, where I would go back and forth with posting so much, but then not resonating with the content, deleting all of the content, having a break from TikTok completely, and then going back on TikTok, making more content, deleting all of that content. And here we are for a third time on TikTok. I really started posting more consistently the end of October of this year. And I have built such a great community in my mind for really what resonates for me. And when I say I've built a community, that doesn't mean that I have, 1,000, 10,000 followers. Like, I'm not talking about that sense. I'm talking about the engagement, the people that I engage with daily on TikTok that I follow, that I really love their content. And it has been a sense of community for me. I will say social media has always been more community based for myself rather than likes, views, follows, like all of that stuff. Of course, that's great. And I want to be able to, build up my community of, fabulous people and humans like yourself who are watching this video right now. But my intent is for it to never be about the numbers. I never want it to be about the numbers. I would love 50 solid, engaging people coming to my channel, my social media, whatever it is, then 50,000 people who do not engage with me at all. And I know that sounds so crazy, like from one spectrum to the other, but that's just how my mindset works. I remember starting social media probably back in 2019. I did get into MLM. I could really do a deep dive into that, but like your girl was one of them. Not really knowing what it was at the time. I would say like end of 2018 into 2019 was like my MLM prime. I did three different MLMs. Three different MLMs. That's kind of when I really started like engaging more in social media and understanding it a little bit more. Then I created my name, The Confident Babe. I feel like I've always been a confident person. I've always known who I am and what I represent. That doesn't mean that it's been easy for me. That doesn't mean that I feel like I always come off as a confident person. I feel like I have definitely gone through the trenches, especially with friendships and just really giving my all to a friendship, but that not being reciprocated back. And I have done a lot of work over the past couple of years and intentionally a lot of work in the last year. I just turned 30 this year, almost 31 in February. Oh my God. And I feel like I have really come into my own in this last year and not apologizing for cutting out the toxicity that has been in my life. And I don't want that to sound like super dramatic, right? I'm not saying that I was in some toxic relationship, friendship, whatever. I'm actually in a very healthy marriage. I've been married to my husband for 7 years now, but we've been together for 15. So when I say relationships, I'm really talking about friendships with women, like relationship, friendship, that is just mainly with women. It's not about relationships with men because I'm happily married. Thank the Lord that I do not have to be in this dating pool in this world in 2024. God bless all of you. I do not know how you do it because I could not survive. So I just want to preface that when saying relationships or friendships, I'm really just talking about my relationships with women, specifically girlfriends, just trying to create really like genuine connections with women. And I feel like that's so hard to do. So I know I just like really deep dived into something. This is me. I'm actually happy that I'm creating a YouTube channel because I talk for so damn long, and creating TikTok videos sometimes are 10 minutes. And I feel like that's not always the TikTok content. So here we are on YouTube where I feel like you don't get knocked down for yapping and talking for so damn long. So I'm going to try to make this as smooth as I possibly can. But honestly, this is just kind of like us FaceTiming and me telling you about my life and giving you a little bit of a background and kind of what to expect on this channel. I am so brand new to this, so I'm also not one who knows exactly what I'm like aiming to do or what my content is going to be. I would say though, I'm really into the vlogging type content videos, lifestyle vlog. I love kind of, beauty and skincare. I'm not going to say that I am like a guru when it comes to, hair care, makeup, skincare, like all of that stuff, but I will share like what I do and what I use. And if that's interesting, great. I also work for Anthropology. It's been really exciting for me. I started actually 6 months ago in June of this year. And that's been really fun for me to kind of get out of my habit of wearing sweatshirts and leggings. I was doing a work from home job prior to that, and I kind of found myself getting into this rut of really just wearing the same thing every single day. Even before I got into Anthropology, I actually took a year off of work completely, but before that, I was in a work from home job, and that job was so toxic. Mental health was declining, and I found myself wanting to just take a break. And I really have never taken a break in my adulthood. I've been working since I was 15, and I know that doesn't sound like it's that long. Like, oh my God, you've only been working for 15 years. Like, you're only 30. You have forever to go, which I totally understand. But at the same time, I've never taken a break from something. I've always gone job to job. If I gave my 2 weeks, it's because I had a job lined up. And obviously that's necessary. Like, hello, adulthood. My husband and I moved out on our own when we were 19, turning 20. Again, crazy. And I feel like I've just always worked. So then I finally took some time off, and then I was like, what do I actually want to do? And working in retail is not for the faint of heart. I will say that. It is very draining sometimes, but I felt like going back into retail. Anthropology is not really like a retail that I kind of look at in a way. It's very creative what I'm able to do in my job, and I do love like the community, the passion behind the brand. It's very much a creative brand, kind of lets you go with the flow a little bit more than other retailers. It's really not black and white. It's more of the gray area, which is not bad. So I've also found myself, stepping up my style game a little bit more. So you'll definitely find a little bit more of the realistic OOTDs in this channel as well. Content that I've already been posting on TikTok are more vloggy fails, just like throughout my day, and especially just working for Anthropology as well. But then also, my outfit of the days and anything in between, honestly. Like, if I'm just feeling passionate about a subject or talking about something, like, I don't want to say I rant about it, but I definitely will go into how I feel, my thoughts, opinions. I'm a big believer in manifestation and really just like finding the signs, putting in the hard work, and just grinding and like living your best freaking life, because it's possible. It's hard, but it's possible. And I feel like not too many people talk about just like everyday struggles that you might feel. And I just want to be relatable. I want to be a relatable content creator. I feel like I have found so many influencers on TikTok who might be relatable at some point, but then they turn into this unrelatable person. And then not all of the time, but most of the time, like their demeanor changes and like their attitude and the way that they present themselves, and they're like high and mighty. And I never want to be that person. Like, if I ever grow my account to like 1 million followers, I never want to be the unrelatable person. I still want to feel relatable on some level, and I never want to be out of touch with life, honestly. I feel like right now, where we are at in 2024, we need community more than ever. At least that's how I feel. I feel like the world is constantly shifting and evolving, and it's happening a lot quicker than I think a lot of us are used to. And with having social media at our fingertips, literally, to be able to search, do, find whatever we want is kind of good and bad, right? Because sometimes we're comparing ourselves to a lot of the people that we see on social media, and it is not freaking true. Okay, the stuff that we see on social media is not always true. Like, you cannot believe everything that you see on social media. And I think that it's time to find more smaller content creators, more relatable humans that are out there that are just wanting to share their life. They're wanting to find community. They're wanting to put themselves out there, and they might be scared to start. And I just want to give hope to people who might be in that situation. If you're wanting to put yourself out there, just do it. Like, just start. You never know where you're going to end up. You never know who's going to see your stuff. You never know who's going to, see your stuff that day that really, really needed to hear or see that message that you're giving. So that is kind of me in a nutshell. And I know that was like really everywhere all at once. I mean, a little bit about me real quick. I am 30. I'm going to turn 31 in February. I am a Pisces. I'm big into astrology, love astrology. I'm definitely more on the woo-woo spiritual side, believing in manifestation. I wouldn't say I'm super religious, but that's just kind of what I believe in. Good karma, you do good things, things will come back to you. I have a husband, of course. We were high school sweethearts. We started dating freshman year of high school, and we literally have not broken up since. We got married when we were 23, which was a destination wedding in Antigua. Absolutely beautiful, gorgeous, everything that I could have dreamed of. And yeah, so now we moved out when we were 19, turning 20. We lived on our own for about 4 or 5 years. And then I would say around 24, 25, my parents so graciously, God bless them, they bought a new house. They redid the basement over for us and made it into an in-law apartment. So that is where we have lived for the past, oh my God, what is that? So I was probably 24. So maybe it's been 6, almost 7 years now, which is like mind blowing. I feel like I just moved into this space, but it has been our saving grace. It has allowed us to do so many things in our 20s with traveling and just having more of like, I don't know, just like a way of living that you're not necessarily able to do. It's given us a lot of freedom. I will say that. Now we are like really in the mode of trying to save up for a house, trying to see like where the next chapter is for ourselves, which is kind of wild putting this on the internet, but we're definitely wanting to move into the next chapter, settling down, buying a house, and potentially seeing ourselves having kids, which I have never been the type to say that before. It's not that I was anti-kids, but I was definitely more of like, no, I'm never having kids right now. Like, this is not the lifestyle that I want for myself. And I feel like we've kind of come to that conclusion over the past couple of months. So for the next year, I'm really trying to be more honed in on that, like being very mindful about the money that we're spending, the things that we're doing, setting ourselves up for success over the next year, and just kind of bringing you guys along with that, because I also want to show a sustainable lifestyle. And something that has been so crazy to me that I have realized is the overconsumption, myself included. Like, I have always been the girly who's like, yeah, I could buy this, I could buy that. Oh, I need something new, let me grab it. Starbucks every day, sure, why not? And it's because I've had the luxury of doing that, but it's not even the luxury of doing that like money wise, right? Like, I'm not putting myself in debt for buying all of these different things. But I will say that when I started working at Anthropology 6 months ago, I, for the first 4 months, was spending like crazy. We have an insanely amazing discount. I will say that. And I did need some good pieces that made me feel like I represented the brand, that I felt good in my skin, good in myself, whatever. And I purchased so many items. Okay. I don't even know how much money I purchased, but I purchased so much. And it wasn't until like probably the beginning of September, I was like, girl, no, probably October. End of September, beginning of October, I was like, girl, what are you doing? I was coming home with something new like all the time. And I just felt like that's not a sustainable lifestyle. And I also I don't want to be wasting my money on fast fashion. The thing with Anthropology is that they are mostly authentic pieces that you wouldn't really find anywhere else. But there's also a ton of pieces that are very basic and generic and things that you could find somewhere else in what I consider to be fast fashion. And so my thought process now is like, okay, if I find a really unique piece that I absolutely love that I don't feel like I could find somewhere else, let me get it. If I need it for something, it's not because I want it, it's because I need it in that aspect. And that has been really eye-opening for me. I have been really trying to hone in on my consumerism and not be spending just to spend, like really, really utilize the products that I have in my house right now. So whether that's skincare, hair care, just like essentials for our house. It's like I'm not gonna buy those things when I need them, but I want to utilize everything that I already have instead of buying something brand new just because I'm like, oh, that smells good or that looks good, or this could be something new that I could try. I don't want to do that anymore. So I feel like I've been really good over the past probably 2 months. I really haven't consumed much, and I have been living more frugal, I guess you could say. Like, I am fortunate to have the kind of money to be able to spend on those things, but I really want to live more basic. I want to feel like I have my necessities and I am good with what I have. I want to really cherish everything that I already have in my house and not feel like I need more. Like, less is more ultimately at the end of the day. And I think just having less and treasuring what I already have has given me a new perspective and like a different mindset on things, because why are we not appreciating the things that we already have here? Like the clothes in your closet. Get creative with what you are already wearing. Like, switch things up. Your bedding, your sheets, your pillows. Like, why are we feeling like we need to switch things up all the damn time for seasons, for different, stages of life? And like, don't get me wrong, there are obviously things that we have to change every now and again. And like, if you need to do something, obviously you need to do it. I'm not saying like never consume ever again. Like, that's obviously impossible. But I just feel like the day and age that we are living in, consumerism is literally taking over our lives. And I'm just kind of over it. And I think that kind of circles back into influencers and the amount that they consume is bananas. The restocks, like the restock videos of things that they are getting, 25 different ice cube trays and grocery hauls and like like just so many things, skincare products, clothing hauls, like everything is a goddamn haul in this world of consumerism and influencers. And I just think that I really want to see the small content creators who are, working their 9 to 5, they get home, they have like the unaesthetic like house. They don't have this big, white kitchen and this huge mansion. Like, everything looks the same. What happened to like being a little bit more diverse and having your own sense of style? I feel like, I don't know, it's just with the influencing and content that we consume lately, it's the same damn thing that I'm seeing. I'm just so sick of seeing the same influencer, like, no matter what. It's the same restock hauls, the same clothing hauls, the same, makeup, skincare, this and that, the same brand trips. Like, I'm over it. I don't know about you guys, but I'm over it, and I want to see more of what I am, and that is just your average gal living in a state that has 4 seasons. And I appreciate, where I live and what I'm doing. And I appreciate, my cute, cozy little home right now. Like, I don't have a house, but I'm fortunate to have a roof over my head. And I've been giving this fabulous opportunity, from my parents with an in-law apartment. And I'm not ashamed to say that. Like, I'm 30 and I don't need to have it all figured out. And I don't need to have the perfect house, I do have a really great husband, so I can't say that I don't have that, but I don't need to have the kids and the house and the perfect career and the job and like all of these things. Like, no, I'm 30 and I'm technically living at my parents' house, and that is perfectly okay. I've been able to save money. It has given us so much freedom and allowed me to do things that I would not have been able to do. And I probably would have been 10 times more stressed out trying to like, pay this high rent and get this house and Like, timing is everything. Timing is everything. So I don't know how long I've been yapping for, but it's probably been a hot minute. So I think I'm going to try to wrap it up. If this resonated with you in some way, please hit that subscribe button or follow or comment or something. I would absolutely love that. It would make my day. Every follower that I've gotten on Instagram or, TikTok especially, I think we're almost at like, 135 followers or something. And every follower that I've gotten just makes my heart so happy, because it just means that I'm touching someone's lives in some way, and on a positive note. If I'm influencing them in some way on a positive note, then that makes me really happy, and they can relate to me in some way. And just know that you're not alone. I think, it could feel really lonely in the world that we live in, especially when we're so isolated sometimes, because the outside world feels like a lot, and we're so glued to our phones that it's like, what are we actually doing? So just know that I could be your new relatable bestie, and I'm all about building confidence and just showing you, a non-aesthetic lifestyle and something that's just more average, but can also be really fulfilling. And I just want a community of women to really understand and appreciate that we're all in this together. It doesn't have to be a contest. It doesn't have to be us fighting for something. Like, we can all come together, work together, and really be, I don't know, just like uplifting one another. You don't really find that all the time. So, and it's hard. It's hard to trust in people, and it's hard to make friends in real life. And I know that all too well. So, T-Swift reference. And yeah, I think that's it. Okay. Well, I love you. And if you watched till the end, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm going to try to make a little bit more of an interesting video moving forward, vloggy kind of videos, but also do this like face-to-face, because I love talking and I love expressing myself and chatting. And I hope that maybe we can chat at least once a week, a little FaceTime call, so to speak. And yeah, I love you. I hope you're having a fabulous day or night whenever you're listening to this, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.